Hello everybody, Nick of the Woods here. And what I'm going to talk about is how I go along the process of voting for candidates. I vote for candidates who are running for any political office that governs the land, whether it's mayor, city council, governor, senator, congressman, or even president, or any other office for that matter. I vote for the candidates not along party lines, but I vote for the candidates according to their platform that they present. I vote according to their proposals, their solutions as to how they will solve problems and the issues that pretty much concerns me, rather, in my interest. And I do so independently. It doesn't mean I'm an independent. I will vote for a candidate that says they're independent, but that's not necessarily the reason why. There may be an independent running for office, and I might not agree with what they're talking about. I might vote for a Democrat. I might vote for a Republican or a Green Party or a Constitution or a Libertarian. I vote for the candidate. I don't vote for the party. I do this because I understand the whole political process is basically a joke. Really, when you get to the presidential level, when you're talking about the grassroots level, the more grassroots level, such as the mayor or the congressman or the councilman, someone at a lower level such as that, okay, I believe your vote counts. At least it should count. All votes should count. But I think it appears to me that the higher you go up for the voting, what you're voting for, the higher the office, the less likely your vote really makes a difference. That's when they skew the votes, they skew the process in such a way where it forces you to choose between Republican and Democrat. And that's really not an honest democratic process like they tell you that, oh, we have a democratic process of elections. Not really, because if you guys did, you would include the Green Party, you would include the Constitution Party, you would include the Libertarians, you would include the Independents, you would include everyone. It's not just Democrat and Republican. Another thing we as whoever we are, we as a people, people of all races, not just black people, we should stop looking at the political process as, okay, yeah, it is kind of a messed up situation. We don't really have much to go on. We don't really have much of a choice. This is what you say. So you say, well, let's vote for the lesser of the two evils. Well, that's how you look at it. That's how you see it. I used to look at it that same way. The lesser of the two evils. Really, just for you even saying that, you acknowledge that something's wrong because you refer to both candidates as evil. It's just that one is the lesser of the two evil. You know what? I'm not trying to vote for anyone that's evil, to be quite honest. I'm voting for the better candidate, the best candidate, rather, not the lesser or the two evil. Like, for example, my living situation has been kind of complicated the past 8 years, so I've been having difficulty registering, like my registration for voting and whatnot. So I wasn't able to vote really for the past 4 years. I'm not going to be able to vote in this election because of my living situation. I don't want anyone telling me or asking me why I don't want to talk about it. It's just that I'm having a living situation that is difficult, and I have to worry about myself before I worry about a voter's registration. But all I will say is this: if I was able to vote, I would have voted for Ron Paul in 2012. I didn't vote for anyone because of my difficulties with my registration. But I supported Ron Paul as an example. The primaries, I was able to vote this year's primaries, I voted for Bernie Sanders. But I'm not going to be able to vote for this election because I just recently received a letter stating that my registration's not coming back. It didn't come through clearly because I used my personal mailbox as my mailing address, even though that same address is on my ID, my driver's license. The voter registration people realized that my identification, the address on my identification, is not a residential address. It's not a false address. It's where I receive my mail. But I'm not able to vote in this election because of it. But at the end of the day, though, I'm not against voting. I've always voted. I just started having problems the past 4 years. Depending on how this station progresses, maybe one of these days I will come back to you all, my subscribers, and I will tell you and I will explain to you the reasons why. At this time, I don't feel like explaining that. But yes, I vote for the candidate. I supported Ron Paul 2012. I supported Bernie Sanders. These two individuals have basically differing beliefs and they have different platforms. But I support them not only because of their platform. Another thing I forgot to mention, I will also vote at if I'm like down to the middle, if I had to choose someone, I would choose the person based on their integrity and their character and their genuine honesty or perceived honesty. I really try not to go by what is perceived. I just try to perceive it to the best of my judgment. And I consider Bernie Sanders to be decent enough a decent enough man, as I consider Ron Paul to be decent. So it's not always about the platform, although the platform is the main thing I base my decision on. But if I'm unsure of the platform and I look at the genuineness and the integrity, then that's what I have to go for. At the end of the day, you want your politician who represents you to have that. And a lot of the politicians these days do not have that. And then when they run for a higher elected office, it just becomes more of a joke. So today we have the day in which we choose our politicians, so to speak. There's other candidates running for different offices wherever you may be. But the big thing is the presidential race. That's the main thing. That's the pay-per-view main ticket exciting thing that everyone is looking at tonight. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. You guys have a good day. It's Neck of the Woods. I'm out.